we are adding a new segment. Usually we end with the Brews and Bites, but this week we're adding a new segment that we're pretty excited about. And it's going to be a theme. We're going to keep going on with this, and it is the top 10s list with the Body by Beer Ladies of Awesomeness, aka us. They'll range from all of our segments. We're going to try to like sync them back in somewhere that makes sense with either like a segment we talked about earlier or the final one, or just summarize up our entire episode like we did today.
Or maybe it's just trending.
Could
be random.
Yeah,
Watch out for that.
Top 10s. Here we go. Funny how the answer is always in the question.
Blah, blah, blah.
What does that mean? Well, based on the above, we're going to start our top 10 with an inaugurated.
Inaugurate? We're going to...
Why would you give me that? I can't say that word even without reading it. Anyways, with the top 10 innovative and diverse strategies for breweries to thrive year round. Number 10. Inclusive and diverse marketing. Marketing strategies that appeal to a diverse customer base. They reflect the changing demographics of the beer enthusiast. A great piece of information, or a great simple thing to keep in mind, is people like to go to places where they see people that are like them. See, know, hear, all of the senses, right? Like, it's you're going to feel more included when there's people like you around.
There you go. Number 9, digital engagement and online sales. Breweries can use digital platforms for marketing, customer engagement, and direct consumer sales.
Yeah, talking about the merch. Merch is easy to ship. Just because you can't sell your beer doesn't mean you can't ship your merch. You could even do an online exclusive. You could do pre-orders. Team up with an artist.
There you go.
Or team up with something that's going on, like a Women's History Month going on, or like women's
March.
March, or the Women's National Women's Month, and like make an exclusive design that are selling only online and push it out that way. Great ways to keep it a little bit more unique, and you don't have to buy a bunch of merch. You get the pre-orders in, you send it out. People get to be a part of it. We talked about doing like the beers, doing different surveys for people. Great easy ways to keep your community engaged and talking about what you're talking about. Collaborations and partnerships. Collaborating with other breweries, local businesses for special brews or events, fostering a sense of community and innovation.
Don't forget your neighbors next door.
Yeah.
Team up.
Get maybe a little menu that's special for your brewery, so that way when your people do order and maybe they run the food over or your customers go get it, it's like simple, quick, easy to go stuff. So it's not bogging down the restaurant so much. Have it be a limited menu, but it pairs with your beers.
Oh my God.
Oh
Brilliant.
my God. What a thought.
Number 7, branded merchandise and apparel. Branded merchandise is an excellent revenue stream and even a better marketing tool. We talked about it, right? Body by Beer podcast. Check it out, all of these beer images here. It's just free marketing, right?
Yeah, why not?
Give it away until you can't, and then you know what? If it's good enough, a lot of people will give you some cash for it. So don't forget about that merchandise.
Make sure your staff has good quality merch on.
There's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we'll go on that tangent later. But in general, you got to get your merch to your staff as cost effective or free, however you want to do it. You don't want your staff wearing ripped shirts. You don't want them having worn and torn down. You also don't want them wearing old merch while there's new merch coming out. You want them. They're going to be the biggest advocates. They're going to be the biggest people that make the sale. You got to get it to them for as reasonable as you can possibly make it. Don't try to make any money on your employees. If you have to do at cost, then I understand that. But don't try to make money. Don't do 50% off. That's silly. Let your staff represent your company well. Mm-hmm. All right. Number 6. Loyalty and membership programs. Implement mug clubs or loyalty programs, boost sales, and foster a sense of community. We brought up that it brings people together. It makes them feel like they're part of the decision making. You can give exclusive perks like trying out new beers, having opinions, voting on things, and it just makes a better community vibe and feel going on.
There you go. I love that. Number 5, interactive events and experiences. Things like beer tasting and pairing workshops, brewery tours, or community-focused events. They do engage your customers, right? It's a way to get in front of the crowd, talk to the crowd, get their opinion. A piston? Opinion.
The Pistons.
A Pistons. Is this a V8? It's a way to get that special and unique experience and get people talking, and it's a way for you to listen as well and know who's coming into your brewery.
Yeah, know what they like to do.
That's right.
Yeah, you can get really unique with events. I think one of my favorite weird ones was like during the ski season, had the little skiing company that would come in and like polish, sand, wax and it was like $20, get your skis done, and you get a beer.
Yeah.
Like, it was a great promo. It was busy all the freaking time.
They just did that over yonder this last weekend, I think.
And it makes sense to do it. Why not? It's a great little opportunity. You have a big biking crowd, bring in like a mobile bike like tuner, or team up with one of your bike shops and have someone come out and tune up some bikes. Great way to get people in. It's just knowing what your peeps like. We're going to jump into number 4. Unique food pairings and offerings. Breweries can integrate unique food pairing options, like partnering with local food trucks, offering artisanal snacks to enhance the drinking experience. See our flight beer and food pairing for suggestions on what kind of snacks to order at your brewery based on your beer styles.
We just talked about that.
You really try to get these things to come together, and then the other piece is you have to have your staff trained, and, or probably more like have some material out, like you brought up in the cheese one, that they give you like a breakdown of flavoring notes and like what to expect, and like you need to have those things because your staff might not always, like your staff needs to know it and they should want to talk about it. But if they're busy, like having this card that people can then you got to start like pinging ideas off of. It's a great way for people to be a little bit more self-efficient, or they take it to a table where you can't necessarily sit and talk with them, but now they can still get the education, and it just makes it feel like such a better experience other than like, hey, here's this cookie and this beer, it pairs together. And you're like, cool, but why? You don't know.
Yeah.
Like, teach, educate. People love being taught. It's an experience, people.
That's right. And let's not forget, number 3, non-alcoholic beverage options. It is dry January still, or damp, however you're doing that. Any beers and creative non-alcoholic offerings like craft sodas, they do cater to a wider audience, right? Right. That's the theme. Keeping the door open. Right. What are you offering? What do you have available? Yeah. Have
options. They can be a good markup, sell up. I know there's places that had NAs that people would buy like 6-packs to leave.
Yeah, or the kombuchas. We always sold a lot of the kombucha.
People love it. So there you go. Like interesting ways, and you're going to hit more people that are health conscious. You're going to appeal to people that are health conscious, maybe out doing exercises, people that are women that are pregnant, maybe people that are just reducing drinking. Or trying to do every other. Why not have them, right? They don't take up that much space. It's an upsell. People dig it. Like the amount of people that would come up and like pregnant women would be like, oh, I'm not going to get anything. And they'd be like, see, obviously. And it's like, hey, I got an NA. And they're like, serious? Give me an NA. Yeah. They were such an easy sell. Yeah. Sold off the shelf like hotcakes. They flew. Number 2, sustainable initiatives. Innovative use of brewery byproducts like creating dog treats from spent grains, appeal to eco-conscientious customers. It also just paints a really good picture, especially for your brand. And it's fun. And people like it. And people like bringing home treats to their dogs. It's good gifts. It's good gifts that people like to give out to other people with dogs.
Like
it's the whole thing. Treats. Dogs like getting treats. It's a win-win.
And number 1 on the top 10 innovative and diverse strategies for breweries to thrive year-round. Experimental small batch brews.
Yes.
Limited edition experimental batches can attract craft beer enthusiasts and create buzz. No doubt about it. They also create inclusivity by letting your customer base be a part of the experiment and the creative process, right? You're having a conversation. Hey, do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think other people would like this? Yeah. How did it go, right? Like, have a conversation and let people be a part of that process with you. I think that's huge.
Yeah. And like being a lot of like breweries like are started on the passion of beer, it really should hit up something really natural for most breweries to be able to do. And then it's just educating and having that staff around you to kind of keep it pumped and going and getting the right people talking. Because you as a brewer probably aren't going to be up talking with people, and if you don't give the information to your staff, your team's going to be doing it. So you got to work as a team here. You don't get to just hide in the back of the house.
And you can, but you got to share with somebody.
Sure. Slack it at least.
Yeah, there you go.
Shoot a message.
Love Slack.
Boom! All right. We're going to wrap up this week's episode, number 11, Body by Beer podcast. Thank you for joining us, supporting us this week, either through some of those affiliate links, watching, liking, sharing, all the fun stuff.
That's right.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. I really like this one. I think we got a lot of pieces flowing, working together. And please, make sure you subscribe, share YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and we're on all the social medias at Body by Beer Podcast.
That's right. And cheers to making some incredible memories with us today in conversations. It was a really good one. I like the soapbox, but it's always nice to come down off that soapbox as well. Join us next week on the Body by Beer Podcast for another episode full of insights and fun. We're going to continue to explore some fascinating tales from around the world of beer. Remember, if you have any suggestions or stories to share, please drop them in the comments. And we do appreciate you for listening. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.